Okay, look at me. My hair out today. Feeling wonderful, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Do you think I should tilt it? Because I feel like it's a little tilted, or is it the table that's tilted? Because I feel like if I put a marble here, it's like roll right off.
Yeah, you should tilt it.
Tilt it. Oh. All right, good. I really think it's a table. Is it decent right there? I think it's good. All right, hello everybody, welcome. I think we're here early. Usually we're like the last people here. A lot of people sitting.
Yeah, we are. Normally.
All right, guys, welcome. As you guys know, I do collaborations with Urban Sports Guru. He's one of the producers here at Brick, and we have a lot to talk about.
What's up, family?
And hello, everybody, to his audience.
What's up?
I just showed you guys thumbs up number one. Hello, Queen, and hello, everyone. Hello, Views of You. Everybody, go subscribe to Views of You. And when you guys get a chance, make sure Views of You. If you can link to my modeling contest, I would be very grateful. The mic is gonna pick up on their conversation. I'm digging that star. Thank you so much. We're talking about the headband or the one here. All right, guys. So I watched the T.S. Madison video, and I just showed him the video, and we were honestly going to make a discussion about transsexuals and transgender people today. So this kind of just fell in there. So okay, let's talk about it. Now, I am not a fan of Michelle A.T. Brown. I'm not a fan of her. But when I have to come out and agree with her, you have me working too hard, okay? Now, I saw people calling her transphobic because she misgendered T.S. Madison. Now, I've always said that I respect people's right to identify as what they want to identify as. If you want to be called a woman, or if you want to be called her or she, then I can address you as that. I don't have any problem doing so. My problem is that if I give you that respect and you don't give me back that same respect. T.S. Madison constantly calls Michelle Brown Gary Coleman. Now, does she look like Gary Coleman? Yes. But she is implying she does, okay? All right, she's not a pretty woman. But she is implying that she looks like a man or she has mannish features. But when she calls you a man, which you technically are a man, and you're not giving her the respect, but she doesn't give you the respect, you have a problem with that. And I have a problem with trans women being actually catty towards women and not respecting normal womanly functions, such as us having periods. She was disgusted by seeing a maxi pad, and it's like, well, if you don't want to see maxi pads, then you simply don't have to use the ladies' room. You don't know if that woman has fibroids, and that's why she has to use a big maxi. Yeah.
Let me explain something to you as to why. Why would a transgender woman have an issue when she sees a woman, dealing with her menstrual cycle? Why would she have an issue with that? The same reason we as men freak out when y'all are on your menstrual cycle. We freak out when we see that shit. At least until you become used to it. And guess what? There are men who made whatever alterations to become a woman, but at the end of the day, this is what you were born as. No matter what you dress up to be and make yourself look like and can fool whoever, at the end of the day, that's a basic natural reaction that as a man would have when they first see a grown man and they first see a maxi pad. You look at that like, hold on, you really have to wear that down there? Like, that is a male reaction. You're just freaking out about that because you're hearing that from a transgender person. But that is a male reaction. It's like, as much as you try to escape and change yourself, certain things, you are who you are. You cannot escape that. You are who you are. That's what that was. Plain and simple.
Yeah. So when people want to say that Michelle A.T. Brown is transphobic, The definition of transphobic is somebody who is scared of trans people, whether they are transgender or transsexual. Now, Michelle Brown lives in Atlanta, and I'm sure that T.S. Madison is not the first transgender woman that she has seen, and I'm sure she doesn't go running up the street, down the block, and around the corner screaming and wailing her arms in the air when she sees a trans person. T.S. Madison, in my opinion, has not been very respectful, and I feel like people, they gave her passes and everything, but when it came to this whole maxi pad thing, I can't really give her a pass, and then she kind of tried to film the woman like, oh, that's her right there, running to her car. Does this woman want to be identified on camera? Probably not. Does this woman want to be involved in what you have going on the internet? Probably not. It's normal for women to have periods, and this is why I feel like if you want to use the female restroom, it should be transsexuals. I wouldn't have a problem with transsexuals using it because they have gone to extreme lengths to become women, not just in terms of getting breasts, but in terms of hormone changes. I believe they can have their period now. I think it's called moaning, where they take something to make them have their period. If you don't, and I see transgender
Time out.
women.
You gotta rewind that shit for me. Gotta rewind that. There's medication now where they basically are able to have a cycle.
That's what somebody told me. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's what I was told. I don't know if it's true. I was told that period that they go through when they become transsexuals and whatnot is called moaning.
All I can say is wow. Keep going.
And for me, it's like people are saying, oh, well, being a woman, it's not just how you look, it's how you feel. It is a part of how you look. It is a part of, what you go through. And you want to be a woman, but you don't want to do any of the suffering that women do. Being a woman is not all pretty and showing off your titties all day and wearing tight clothing all day and twerking on the internet and doing titty twerks. There are some hard days to being women. There are days where you have your period. There are days where you have cramps. There are women who go through childbirth, and childbirth in itself is not beautiful. There are women who unfortunately can't have children, okay? There are rough times when it comes to being a woman, and I just don't feel like T.S. Madison, after seeing this insensitive video that she made to Instagram, I just don't feel like she respects that. And I feel like a lot of people are scared to say that because they are afraid of being called transphobic. First and foremost, a majority of my fan base is Caribbean based. The Caribbean people, they already don't care for that stuff anyway. So I can say that. A lot of you guys, you can't come out and say anything, but I can say that. Hold on, I see a comment. Outspoken one, welcome. The real cool fight, welcome. You have a uterus to have a cycle. They're not women. All of the trannies, they were women. They would have fibroids like me. That's another thing. Fibroids, another thing that women go through that makes them bleed. A viewers of you posted my link for you guys to vote. Thank you so much. Can we vote more than once? Yeah, you can vote every 24 hours. In order for me to call someone ma'am, they have to be very passable. Looking beautiful, queen. All right, making sure I didn't miss any comments. I don't want people to feel like I'm ignoring that. T.S. Madison is not a woman. You're right. T.S. Madison is not a woman, but I respect people's right to be called what they want to be called, whether it's she, whether it's her. That's fine for me. It's not really a big deal. I'm not going to lose sleep off whether I call you a she or a he. It's the lack of respect that I'm seeing a lot of trans women have when it comes to women. It's the just flat out being rude and the disrespect that you have when it comes to being women. Why are you in the ladies' room if you don't want to see maxi pads? Do you know how many times I've been in the ladies' room and I've seen a maxi pad and I've just moved on with my life as usual?
Because it's Tuesday for you.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's just a regular thing.
It's like I said, for you, it's Tuesday. Most women are getting their first cycle at anywhere between 11 and 14. You're in your early 20s. By now, it's Tuesday, meaning it's just another thing. It's not an event anymore. For a guy, that's like, okay, what the hell is that? My stuff does not bleed every month. I can't identify with that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, first time you're dealing with a woman and okay, no, I'm on my cycle. It's like and you see it, you see the pad or you see the tampon. It's like it's a wow experience. What
Hold
you
on.
saw.
I have 25 people watching and I have 7 thumbs up. Guys, please give this video a like. Likes help us with the YouTube algorithm. Okay,
So for a guy, you said like that is a wow experience. What you saw and I in her whatever Instagram post is a wow moment. That was a wow moment. Like, yo, what the fuck is that? I call it a rose in the concrete moment. A rose in the concrete at the end of the day, whether you like it or hate it, it's going to make you react. And that's what that was for her.
Like I said, I give people respect if they, to me, show me that they're going to give me respect. One trans woman is Jessica Kahinor, and she has used her platform, I feel like, to help women. When the whole Jasmine Elaine situation came out, she used her platform so that she could come out and say, hey, listen, when women are raped and people call them a liar, you know, she talks about how bad that is and the psychological effects and everything. So I respect when people can use their platform to benefit women. But really, now that I think about it, when has T.S. Madison ever used her platform to benefit women? She's very, very catty. Okay, she's very, very catty, and she's for her circle of people. But when has her platform ever benefited Black women outside of her inner circle? Again, not a fan of Michelle Atielian Brown, Miss Attic. Oh, welcome, Miss Attic, guys. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Miss Attic. She is back on YouTube. And for anybody that I'm subscribed to, don't worry. I'm going to be catching back up on your YouTube videos. Just putting that out there. I don't understand. There are a lot of things. People want to call somebody transphobic. There are transgender and transsexual women that are killed. And I do not see, and correct me if I'm wrong, but from the videos that I have watched of T.S. Madison, I don't see T.S. Madison highlighting these people that are abusing trans women, highlighting the people that are killing them so that we can talk about it. But when somebody misgenders, and I don't think that there is such a thing as a misgender.
I think about why they're being killed.
There was one story of this woman who the guy didn't find out that she was a woman.
What we was talking about?
That she was a trans woman, like until after they had sex. I have to pull up the article. It's like this whole big thing.
Yeah, situations that we've spoken about before, basically.
So that now parlays us into the next part of our segment, where, in my opinion, if you are a transgender or transsexual woman and you are not upfront about that man that you are with, that you are, hold on, let me give it a second here. When she was on Facebook, she used to speak on trans women being killed. Okay, good. Just make So yeah, I'm just making sure. You guys said that she addressed it. I'm making sure. I'm not used to following her Facebook. I know her from the Queen Supreme Court, and then there was like that whole situation with Kaya. Kaya is homophobic, and I will tell you why Kaya is homophobic. Kaya called trans women a zodiac sign. She said that it's a new zodiac sign where they have breasts on the top and penises at the bottom. To me, that is a transphobic comment. That is transphobic. But somebody misgendered me and stuff like that. If you truly believe that you're a woman, why do you have to get your blood pressure up every time somebody doesn't address you as so? If somebody were to tell me, like me, for example, I'm a flat-chested woman. Somebody might call me a he, and I wouldn't be upset about that.
No, she's not.
I have an A cup, guys.
B and a half.
Shut up.
B and a half.
And I wouldn't get upset. And people would call me flat-chested growing up, and they would make jokes about me. And
Maybe then, B and a half.
I wouldn't get upset about that.
Fellas, I have big hands like a palm of basketball, and
my parents watch this.
B and a half.
My dad watches my videos. Just so that you know. Anywho.
Don't ask me how I know this information. Okay.
Anywho, not from my boob stuff. This is just my friend, y'all, not from my boob stuff. But anywho, so it does make sense to me that, hey, listen, if you feel like you're a woman, you shouldn't have to be upset if somebody does not address you as such, if you truly feel that way. But this whole transphobic thing, I feel like transphobic is such a nasty, nasty word because somebody who's transphobic has to be doing harm to the trans community. Meaning like the people who are beating you guys up, meaning like the people who are killing you and leaving you for dead. Deanna Jones said too much info. Yeah, I mean, he's a grown man. I'm sure he has palm boobs. Not my boobs, but I'm sure he has palmed somebody's boobs before, okay? Somebody said, yeah, Kaya is. Yeah, Kaya is definitely transphobic. And that energy that she, T.S. Madison, I'm going to address her as a she, has when it comes to ATLian, she doesn't have that same energy when it comes to going back and forth with Kaya. Is it a fear? Is it a maybe she doesn't have the time of day? I don't know what it is, but that energy that she has
Because
when it
Kaya with the
comes,
shits. That's why.
thug misses, she runs with thugs, like real thugs. She runs with real thugs.
Kaya is with the shits. Point blank. Period. That's what it is. You ain't got to put no more
Okay,
scientific
guys,
stuff.
if T.S. Madison and Kaya get into a fight, who is your money on? I'm going to say Kaya because anybody who walks around with teeth looking like cracked peppermints, they're really down with the hood, okay? They're down with the streets.
Kaya with the shits, man.
I put my money on Kaya. But T.S. Madison is strong, though. You know, you have to admit, that's like, she's strong, so.
What? Listen, Kaya's with the shits, and she's with people who are with the shit. So even if she's not gonna get the W, she's gonna have folks with her who will ensure the W. Like Kaya's with the shits, and she's with the petty. So to go back and forth like that, like Kaya's not gonna stop. You think she's gonna? Okay, I've had enough. No, no, she's not stopping. No, that's why.
Okay. Somebody said nobody has the energy for Kaya. Yes, like I said, if I'm calling you ma'am, that means that you look like a woman and you sound like a woman. If you look like a man in a dress, I'm calling you a man. T.S. Madison is sweet. Kaya is a nasty person and broke. Kaya is a nasty human being. I will admit that. She is very mean. She's a very, very mean human being. However, when it comes to this whole transgender, transsexual, and woman situation, I feel like a lot of people are not respecting what women have to say, especially if you're a black woman. Like, people generally just don't care. People have the right to feel uncomfortable if someone who is biologically a man is using their bathroom. That's why I said, listen, why don't you just go get your surgery? That way people aren't fussing back and forth about what bathroom you get to use, instead of you guys having your foot on one line and then having your foot on another. Just go get your surgery done. One person got mad at me and they're like, oh, you're trying to get people castrated. I'm not trying to have you castrated. You said that you're a woman. You said that you were born in the wrong body. You said that you identify with being a woman. How do you identify with being a woman and you have a really big penis? Get your arm swinging out of my face. T.S. Madison might not have a nice personality, but he's still biologically a man, even with surgery. Yes, he would still be considered a man with surgery, but at least she would be looked more as a she, and people probably wouldn't have a problem if she used the ladies' room, if she would just go and have her surgery. And that's also another discussion for another day, why a lot of these transgender women just refuse to go and get their surgery. That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. But I do feel like we as women, we do have a right to say, hey, listen, what am I comfortable with, what I'm not comfortable with in a restroom that I'm in. And I'm seeing men. Now, there is a YouTuber. I'm not going to say his name because he's way older than me. And out of respect for him, I don't want him to feel like I'm causing drama or like I'm bringing up his name into something. But I do watch his videos. TB, that's going to be the initials so that you guys know who I'm talking about. But I don't want to say his name because I don't really want to be a whole drama going back and forth and everything. And I don't want people to feel like I'm clout chasing off his name. He was also saying how calling basically ATLian transphobic. And it's like, okay, when she called the Queen Supreme Court the drag queen court, I can understand that because to me that comment, okay, maybe that was transphobic. But to say somebody is transphobic, oh my gosh, it's Jean. But to say somebody's transphobic because they're not comfortable with you using their restroom or you being identified as a woman when you're technically not a woman, I don't feel like that's transphobic.
Yes.
Hold on, you take this over so I can say hi to Jean.
Yes, what's up, family? We just seen a friend of ours,
How you
Jane.
doing?
We're here at Brick Arts and Media.
The transgender and transsexual topic.
Really?
Yes,
YouTube or Facebook?
YouTube.
Yeah, Papa finally got that inside you.
Well, I mean, I just came for some shoot thing, but y'all been here for how long?
We've been here maybe about an hour.
Really?
Yeah.
We ain't been shooting for an hour. She had to help me with something else.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
we come together to collaborate on things.
we gotta exchange emails and stuff
All
again.
right. So we'll be here when you get down. We'll probably be done by the
Gene.
time you get back.
Just take my card, beloved.
Yeah, Carl. That's what I said. You got the hotel. Thank you, sir.
I'm not.
Right back. All right.
Done now.
So yes, and we're not. So when it comes to transgender and transsexual women using the restroom, really it's transgender because to me, if you're a transsexual, you've done everything that you needed to do to actually become a woman. When it comes to transgender people using the bathroom, here's the problem with using the bathroom with what gender you identify as. We're not saying that trans people in particular are going to do anything to harm women. We're saying that people are going to use this excuse to participate in nefarious activities that can harm women and children. That's not to say that the transgender people are going to be the one doing it, but that's to say that there are going to be men who put on a wig, who put on a dress, who don't really feel like a woman, who don't care to identify as a woman, but because they're looking for a way to get into the women's restroom, now they're going to use this as an excuse. But when women bring it up, we are quickly silenced and we are called transphobic. When it seems that nobody seems to care about our opinion, nobody seems to care about our safety, which is an important thing. Nobody seems to care about the safety of the children, which is all very important things. I don't feel like, especially transgenders using the women's bathroom, being allowed to use it, because somebody told me that they were using it since a long time. I don't know about all that, but being allowed to use it is something new. You can't expect people who have lived a certain way for so long to just quickly up and change like that. And if you're being nasty about it, nobody's going to accept you for the way you are, because they're going to be like, okay, this person's just, rude. I wanted to say the A word, but in case my parents watch this, I don't want to say it. So yeah.
Asshole.
You said it for me. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I'm.
All right, so now that brings us to the topic. I also feel like men have rights. And if you are a transgender or transsexual, particularly transsexual, because if you're transgender, by the time you take off your pants, you don't realize that's a man. I don't know what you got going on there. Unless you're hitting it from the back.
You just put a real nasty visual in my head.
Yeah. Anywho, so I do feel like it should be a crime if you are a transsexual woman and you do not tell a man that you were born a man, because I feel like you are then depriving him of his rights of deciding if he wants to be with you or not.
Yeah, for me, it's like I've been honest about this. I've had friends of mine who caught cases because they were misled by a transsexual or transgender.
You got to speak up because I know
by,
they can't.
by a transsexual, and violence was ended up being the outcome. And that's something I don't support. You have to put that out there. You have to let that person know what it is they're dealing with. And nowadays, with the surgeries and the way they're able to do themselves up, you literally can't tell. You literally you cannot tell. One of the things I've noticed since I've been home, it's funny, Diddy just spoke about it recently, how at clubs people don't talk to each other. People don't, and Diddy, I love you for that, bro. People don't talk to each other, people don't dance. Your shit is crazy to me. So one of the things I like to do, I like to go to salsa clubs. Because salsa clubs, people actually talk to each other and dance. So New Year's Eve, I go to a salsa club. I won't put the salsa club on blast, but guess what? There was a whole bunch of them in there. And the first group of them that we saw, the first one we noticed was trans. If it wasn't for that first one, we wouldn't have known the damn thing. Bianca, one of them could have been on the cover of a magazine and you wouldn't have known anything. No bullshit. Like that to me is crazy, because it's like no one looks at a beautiful woman then questions if she's a woman. That's not natural, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody does that. Nobody will ever do that. I say this to you constantly. You can line 10 guys up in here. Maybe 8 will like you. Maybe only 3 will like you. But at the end of the day, no one will question if you're really are a chick. No one's gonna look at see Bianca, oh damn, she has a nice ass, or damn, she's pretty, or damn, she did. But then questions if you're a girl or not. That's not natural. That's not natural. That's
So
crazy.
I shared an article with you on Facebook. I tagged you, and in the article there is
Stop tagging me to stuff like that, please. Because for that clip and then my name on top of that. No, stop tagging me to shit like that.
Note to self: remove the tag. Anywho, so there is a transsexual woman who has been with her husband for 4 years, and they're trying to have children, but she's trying to figure out a way to tell him
Out of line.
that she was actually born a man.
All the way out of line.
And then she converted. Can I say converted? It's not a religion. Changed into becoming a woman. Now, do you think that's something that should be a crime? Because this man done wasted like 4 years is how long they've been married. We don't even know how long they were dating before they got married.
How do you say she's out of line in queer?
She's out of line. There are a lot of ways that you can say that.
How do you say she's all the way out of line in queer?
You would basically call the person a liar. Tu es menteuse.
Yeah, what she just said. She's all the way out of line. All the way out of line for not reveal
you know what
who
you would say? Upa want, which would be you're not ashamed. Like that would be a way. That's how you tell somebody they're out of line. Upa want.
like
Like you're not ashamed of what you're doing.
for her to conduct the relationship the way she's had, and to not reveal herself from the beginning, and then to go
Reveal herself. She's not a magician.
I mean, reveal herself as who she really is. To reveal herself as who she really is. To let this man make the choice. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's a character issue for the man. This is why you see such strong reactions.
They're closing the lights at work. We gotta wrap it up.
Yeah. This is why you see such really strong, genuinely strong reactions from men when it comes to situations like this. This is why you see certain violence in situations like this, because it's a character issue. You cannot like me, ladies and gentlemen. You can be attracted to me or you can be completely unattracted to me. But at the end of the day, when you talk about my character, that is something that has to be defended.
Now, as for that, we'll have to continue that discussion another day. As you guys can see, they're shutting off the lights, so we gotta go. Jussie Smollet. There has been some new information that came out about Jussie Smollet, saying that Jussie Smollet might have not been too truthful about that attack that happened in Chicago, where he said the people were wearing the MAGA hats. I'm not a fan of Trump or his supporters, but you can't be out here flat out lying if you are indeed lying. Jussie Smollett. Also, Floyd Mayweather, you are a coon, okay? He's a buttermilk biscuit coon, all right? You know he comes as soon as he smells a biscuit, all right? He will sell his people out for a biscuit. He will throw his people under the bus for a biscuit. I'm not watching any of his fights, not that I used to before. I'm not buying any of his The Money Team clothing line. Floyd Mayweather, you should be ashamed of yourself. Bought an $18 million, what was it, a Rolex? Would you give $18 million to a black business? Exactly. All right, so we got to wrap it up. Sorry, guys, because we're about to be sitting here in the dark. Like when people want you to, you ever see when people want you to leave and you can't get the hint, you know? All right, so thank you so much for coming. I want to thank my moderators. I want to thank everybody who came in here. The real Coach White, thank you for coming. The Frank White, thank you so much for coming. What did he say? That's partially true, but a lot of women cannot have children, so we can't base that all on having ovaries. It's these straight men acting like they didn't know because they don't want to be outed. Okay, I don't think that I missed anything. All right, thank you so much, Random Addict, for coming. Views of you guys. Make sure that you guys subscribe to my moderators. They all have channels. They're all amazing. Thank you to everybody in the chat. Y'all already in the dark. I know they want us to go on out of the studio, so we gotta go, guys. Make sure that you guys vote, by the way, okay? My moderators posted my link. Please make sure that you guys vote. You can make sure that you vote once a day, every 24 hours. I have to end this live because I don't want the security guard to come and kick us out here for real. That'd be embarrassing. So make sure you guys vote. Make sure you subscribe. Like the video. Have a nice day.